in as well. That pin, right? Your Game & Watch able to crouch, low profile, get underneath things, and just play that game plan very defensively, find the edge guards very well, and it's just going to be a matter of how well can SHADIC clean up his gameplay. He does have one big advantage compared to Ploopy, though, and that's, well, he already played Ploopy, right? He's already warmed up for this matchup and going right into game 1 here on Smashville.
All right, and this is an interesting pick. Not really the type of starter stage you see. Obviously, there's a lot of thought going into this pick.
Yeah,
oh my god.
And hold on, no. Wow, barely able to get it back, extending all the resources. Monte trying to steal that one away early here on Smashville, right? The high center plat means these two are going to be scrapping with that small stage size like nobody's business, trying to just dislodge each other, keep those juggles going. But for SHADIC, he's just not finding the space to space these aerials, and Monte's taking full advantage early on.
Yeah, that's another big thing about Smashville being so small is that, yeah, there's not going to be space. You know, SHADIC does like to have that room to work to kind of dash back and space his aerials, but especially on Smashville, there's just not much room to kind of find your spacing. It's going to be all action all the time.
Yes, sir. However, on the flip side, right, you also just can't get away from Corn. So once he establishes the advantage state, there's nowhere left to go. Gonna get caught by the pin, and just like that, it's gonna be SHADIC taking that first stock away, Big M.
Yes, yes. A very great way to start the set for SHADIC there. That pin, always a powerful tool for Corn here. It's gonna be just so potent throughout the set.
Yeah, and now, right, it's just gonna be Monte's turn to try and lock down this stock off of an ledge trap, or an edge guard finds his way through the pin with that low profile we were talking about earlier, out of that up special, and now just rinse, repeat, try and keep it going again, barely dodging these pins left, right, and center. Monte's micro spacing has been immaculate so far.
Yeah, and just honestly, Monte just needs to clean up the stock here, and we're even Steven. But wow, unable to find an up B, and yeah, Monte's just gonna have to rinse, repeat until Corn's high enough for that nair to kill.
Right now, though, just trying to find any way to close that stock out. 172, and Game & Watch, a character with some pretty decent kill power, but against Corn's sword, you don't have the disjoint, the ability to use those smash attacks as freely as you otherwise would, and so having to rely on these aerials that just don't quite have that raw kill strength, and SHADIC's been doing such a great job in playing out of the corner that we haven't seen the edge guards quite yet. Finally, at 200%.
That's a rough percent to take the stock, but obviously, Game & Watch, he's one of those characters, like you mentioned, has strong, potent KO options, but unfortunately they're pretty telegraphed in when you are going to start swinging them. The biggest issue is that it's just hard to land them. You have to find your spots or have your opponent mess up, and that's where Game & Watch gets his money.
Yeah, however, what a pin. I was going to say Monte barely only took 25 right after losing that first stock, so it didn't matter quite as much, but SHADIC able to steal one away using that small stage size to his benefit, and now up a full stock against Monte's Game & Watch. He needs to find a way to steal these stocks more efficiently. Has an edge guard opportunity, but barely going to miss the up special that would have put you in the dangerous position. Able to keep it going, and maybe no, not yet.
SHADIC's so smart about saving that double jump, not going to get gimped here super early, and that has to be a frustrating pinpoint in this matchup, is that you're dying at percents like 86 after the hit, while SHADIC is living to 200.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, if Monte can find his way back onto the stage here, he certainly has a chance, right? At 50, 60% now, he can still find this edge guard and come right back into it. But here in the corner, trapped on Smashville, I mean, you're just so close to death against Corn all the time that at this point, you just have to play perfect.
Yeah, pretty much. It has to be lights out, just like that up smash, and now we have a game here, Ritual.
Listen, my friend, it's going to be Monte finding that first hit, looking for the advantage. He doesn't find the way to convert the footstool down air. Going to be just enough for SHADIC to push you off on ledge and get another ledge drive opportunity. Calling out the jump with the up air. That's going to be Corn's best tool in all these situations, especially against the routes Game & Watch wants to take. Looking for those nair combo starters. I mean, yeah, if it's Corn with stage control, there's nowhere to go.
Yeah. And that back air, we didn't see it do too much work, but it came out at the exact moment that SHADIC needed it.
And honestly, I think that's where back air with Corn is at its strongest, right?
Oh, yeah.
As a mix-up to find that pressure, especially on those small stages, because it has that movement shift, you can micro-space very well. And, you know, to mix up when you're using these up airs to juggle, you're calling out Monte looking for the jump off ledge because a neutral air from ledge, right? Pretty much Game & Watch's best combo starter, especially there on Smashville, where a neutral air from ledge can lead into a quick landing, and then you get the whole platform extension, you rack up so much damage, and you can just flip that game on its head. Instead, Corn and SHADIC just say, hey, remember, I got some wings too. Remember, I can move on the fly.
Oh yeah.
And the only way you're flying is the blast zone.
Real. Just another paper in the win so far, but obviously, you mentioned Monte, one of the best in the business on this two-dimensional demon. So I expect Monte to try and put himself on the board with this game here.
Yes, sir. Heading over to Hollow Bastion now, opting for that same mono plat, right? Looking for those juggle situation extensions and some disruption on the pin. That lower plat means it's going to be harder for Corrin to line up some of his benefits compared to Smashville, but still is going to have those juggle extensions. However, the more space might give Monte some better opportunities to play defensively and control the pace of this game.
Yeah, for sure. And oh man, that's a big back air trade there. SHADIC in prime position to take a stock here at 79%. Monte has to be careful. Oh my goodness, that up air not quite enough.
Yeah, you saw he looked for maybe a waveland there and instead just is opting for something almost a little bit like melee, but just wasn't able to find it. And the awkward air dodge just put him in the perfect position for SHADIC to continue the pressure, then converting it into a stock. Monte only getting 60%, but having an edge guard opportunity now could be huge. Missing his spacing just barely, and SHADIC does not drop those routes back.
And those are going to be very pivotal moments in this set, where Monte kind of dips down low, has a chance to edge guard. If you're missing those, this is going to be a long set for you, man.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, it's going to be long mentally, but physically, I mean, it might just be gone in the blink of an eye, just like that stock, because the whole DI up and in is just not where you want to take those Corrin nairs, my friend, right off the top blast zone, and now Monte's still trying to take the first one. Yeah.
It's looking rough, and the thing about Game & Watch, like I said, is best when the opponent is playing into you, and with a lead like this, SHADIC can really just play his game and not have to worry about it, Ritual.
Yep, especially like he can swing for these pins more aggressively, especially under that platform, where it's like, okay, if you do jump, you have to land on it. SHADIC can just up air you, get those juggles that Corrin is so well known for. Started, Monte has a huge opportunity here, gonna finally find the edge guard and get one on the board. He's got a lot of work left to do. Game & Watch very much can steal these away, but he's got to get a little bit lucky.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of luck, there is always that in the back pocket there, the 9. I've seen it take sets here at Patchwork. Monte may not want to rely on it, as the pin is just going to send us to Game 3.
And not just sending us to Game 3, but sending us to a JV3, because SHADIC played that one about as perfectly as you can possibly do so here in Smash Bros. Ultimate. Just talk about a statement first 2 games. Monte needs to keep his mental intact here and is going to likely try something new. I don't think we're going to see the monoplats anymore, considering Town and City, which, how do you feel if we do go there? Let's actually wait to see where they go before we start talking about what we think of where they're going, and it's going to be back to Smashville.
Okay, yeah, which makes sense. I feel like it was the right choice for Monte at the beginning. That smaller stage, and then also one big thing is that whenever Monte does get in advantage state, you can very easily push it to where you're putting SHADIC off stage, giving you more chances to kind of rinse and repeat and maybe get an edge guard, because that's the only way Game & Watch is getting those stocks early, at least against a player of SHADIC's caliber. He's not really getting hit by those down smashes.
And unironically, right, SHADIC getting to start there on that right side where the platform comes in gives him a little bit of a benefit, because it makes it hard for Monte to jump in on him on the first couple seconds. It means that SHADIC gets to start with the platform in his control, and that's really the key here. Is Monte's key to victory is controlling that center plat, and right now, I mean, especially starting on that right side, he has to work for every opportunity to do so.
Yes, indeed. Okay, there's a chef at ledge. Gonna go for some ledge trapping here. We didn't see that too much. There goes the back air. Line him right up, and that's a nice stock for Monte.
Yeah, barely, right, coming up short. There might be magnet hands, but they're not quite that big here on Corrin, and Monte just pushing it to perfection there. He takes the first stock. This is the first lead he's had all set long, Big M. The question is, how long can he maintain it, because SHADIC immediately takes that center platform back.
Oh yeah. You can see SHADIC's looking to kind of answer right back and not give Monte that lead. Like I said, Game & Watch plays really well with the lead, more so than most characters, so you really have to kind of be put in the hot seat here and find that stock.
And Monte has to space everything perfectly here against Corrin, who tried to use that edge right to cancel the end lag on the up special, get a combo off of it. Even though SHADIC didn't find it, I really like the idea. He's able to convert afterwards, and right just like that, this game is even no extra credit for Monte is a worst case scenario. Yeah,
that's exactly the worst case scenario, especially when you were in the lead. But Monte putting up a fight here, just needs one neutral win here and can kind of push SHADIC off stage into the danger zone, but it's just not coming up right now.
I mean, listen, they might want to build a highway there, because SHADIC is just coming out of the gates roaring on this second stock. Already has Monte in the corner, finally finding a way out. Potential juggle situation, just not able to do so. Gets back down. And even when Monte has these advantage states, he's just not able to convert the way we're used to seeing from him.
Yeah. I mean, this is still 100% on the board because Game & Watch able to get one of those up airs. It feels like 3 are practically guaranteed just how that move works, but it's not going to be enough because we already saw percent really doesn't matter. It's about sealing that stock. SHADIC has lived up to 200% in this set alone, so Monte's just going to have to find that big hit.
Yeah, Monte, they're finally getting that first advantage state right for 100%, but it's still not going to be enough. The pin, though, cross stage, just barely not going to take that stock. So, Monte has another chance at this one. Stealing the stock first, maintaining his lead is going to be absolutely huge, and getting it, using his noggin just a little bit, and now going to have the lead. Extra credit here, though, is the most important factor. He needs to play this safe, hold on to the stock, and keep the juggles going just like that.
Wow, that was a beautiful nair to kind of interrupt SHADIC's offense, but a nice air dodge up to get away from all the back air pressure.
On now, this is huge for SHADIC. He has the opportunity to find the stock. Gonna have to commit early with the edge guard and not finding. I like the bucket there from Monte, right? It stalls your momentum, so you're able to just drift so far in horizontally. And now Monte able to convert that, get back to stage, hold on to the stock, and looking like SHADIC in game 1, right? He's just living forever.
Yeah, indeed. And that was the perfect up B to send us to a game 4.
Bro, that was just brutal. He went all the way down there, and Game & Watch, right, just not only has those active back air, the multi-hit that just literally feels like it covers everything off stage, but he also has the up special, right? Such a flexible recovery route that you can also air dodge out of for a little bit extra distance, means that with the initial hit and it's unreactable, you could just go super deep and use it aggressively. We saw it there from Monte, and SHADIC didn't have an answer. So Monte finally getting on the board, but now has to deal with the rest of the set, Big M, on SHADIC's counter picks.
Yeah, that's a little tough. That's a little tough for sure. But you can see Monte has the tools to make this their victory. It's just going to be an uphill battle from here on out.
Yeah, and I mean, he's certainly capable of this, right? He is the best player in SoCal for a reason. And he's been on the come up, right? You remember, since he won the LMBM National Arcadian, he has just been on a tear. I feel like I see him at every event I've had. And, you know, a win of the caliber of SHADIC is a huge step up, even for someone who's been on the grind like he has. For him to force a game 5 here would be absolutely huge, but he's got to do it on a stage that didn't even look contestable earlier on.
Yeah. Here on Hollow Bastion was the most brutal game, but speaking of brutal, a 0 to death for Monte to start game 4.
Well, that was just an immaculate edge guard. Monte has started off slow, but he's locked and dialed in at this moment, Big M. And now with a full stock lead, these are the situations where you start to see those up throw 9 attempts from Game & Watch because you have that room to work with. SHADIC, though, trying to take some of that road away by just whacking on this damage in this edge guard and lead trap attempt.
Yeah, but you can see SHADIC is in a bit of a flow state here, connecting grabs, finding all the aerials, but Monte just needed one nair to kind of break the focus there.
A great DI down there, off the aerial hit with that weak hit of the down smash, able to find the tech, roll away, and SHADIC now able to keep it going. He's landing these empty hop pivot grabs time and time again on Monte, and Monte so far hasn't had an answer. It's a new layer to his adaptation here in this game 4, and Monte needs to figure it out fast if he wants to have a chance.
Yeah, it's tough when you are getting kind of that empty landing. A lot of times, you know, Game & Watch is able to use that up B, but just SHADIC is so quick with it and so unpredictable that Monte's had a tough time to kind of get a read on it.
Yeah, Monte there looking like, you know, he had the right attempt, but SHADIC just barely drifting out of its way. Beautiful patience from him. Monte could have found it with a fastball, but you just don't want to commit that hard against Corrin, right? You're so scary for them to potentially find a stop trade. I like the attempt, but Perry, how did he find that? That was just insane call out. Yeah,
that was insane call out on the timing, and honestly, Monte coming up short in that scenario is just baffling. You know, SHADIC's defense has been immaculate.
Yeah, however, finally finding a key, right? The first down air we've really seen from Monte all set long. Now the ledge trap attempt here in the corner, that backer going to be putting the work. It has all game 3 and game 4. Monte up a stock, but we've seen SHADIC erase these here at the ledge.
Yeah, and this is the position that SHADIC has been getting his money here. That pan has been doing work, and Monte just hasn't been able to get back to center in these scenarios.
He really hasn't at all, Big M. Now, though, I like the neutral get-up shield, changing his pace of play, especially off that ledge, where SHADIC has really dialed into him. We're not going to see it again, and there it is, right? The slight timing mix-up means that he's going to find a way back, but I don't think we're going to see a neutral get-up the next time he's in the corner.
Maybe not. But Honestly, yeah, Monte still didn't find a neutral win even after getting back to center. It was just a bit of footsies and a back air to put us to one stock, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a dire point in this set here. This is either Monte's stock life here in winners or he puts it to game 5.
Are we sure that like Monte didn't just like Monstar's energy away Jazzo because those parries were actually absurd? Get the parry and the down smash into the F smash. We're not going to a game 5 just yet, folks, though, because that's not going to be enough, just barely. Remember, Hollow Bastion's got those FD blasts on,
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's living for now.
This is good news for SHADIC, and the SHADIC enjoys at home. The Nair goes through all of the all the poultry, bacon. I don't know.
Hey, listen, he's cooking. He's got the meats,
Yeah.
just like Arby's. Game & Watch is here to chef it up. In the meantime, though, trying to find that key to victory. Instead, it's going to be SHADIC pushing you to the corner, pushing you to the edge, and once again, you have to find a way out. Monte finally not getting that pin, and you're starting to see the shield angling come in to fight against those pokes that we've seen do so much work from him so far.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Game & Watch wants, you to kind of just swing on the shield willy-nilly, but no, not yet. We're still in it. Both players have lived a final kill screen here, so this is coming down straight to the wire.
Oh,
There
no.
goes the charge, and the Game & Watch pancakes right under the F smash. This is coming to the wire. Ritual, what will be the final blow?
Dude, the fact that he found the crouch to get out of that was actually insane. One of the very few characters that can do so. Monte just going from coast to coast, knowing that he needs to find a way away from this pressure. Has an opportunity back to stage, gets onto the platform. That jab's not going to do it just yet, but it is going to push you back to the reset. This is where SHADIC is so immaculate. Monte hasn't had a way back, and it's going to be that chain sword carving up Monte as SHADIC punches his ticket to winner side top 8.
Yes, and it's that neutral get up. You mentioned it, that it wasn't going to be the option in that last scenario, but SHADIC just had a read on it, got the F tilt, and we're moving on.